Hi, and welcome to another segment of Talkin Sports. I'm Charlie DeBiase, sports writer for the Staten Island Advance. This week's topic is track and field, and we are joined by veteran Advance sports writer and photographer Derek Alvez. Derek, thanks for joining the program. This week we're speaking about the Penn Relays, the 114th annual Penn Relays. And Derek, when it comes to this event, you could put Super Bowl, you could put Stanley Cup, you could put the Kentucky Derby in the same sentence, and it belongs. Am I right or wrong?
114 years. I mean, God, dog. The number speaks for itself. When we talk Penn Relays, this is the event of all events when it comes to track and field in the spring. And it's a 4-day event for the high schools and colleges. I tell people, even if you're not a track fan, go down to the Penn Relays, and if you like competition, that's the place to go.
The Penn Relays, of course, take place at Franklin Field at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. And Derek, there are so many people, men and women, that come from the country, from across the world for this event. How hard is it to medal in the Penn Relays?
It's very hard. I should say, I don't know if it's hard. It's very challenging. You have teams that will come in the United States will come from the West Coast. You have teams that will come from the East Coast, up and down the East Coast, the Caribbean, Jamaica, Trinidad, Puerto Rico. We even had a team or several teams in the past come from Ireland. And so it is that kind of event where it attracts some of the best around.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Derek, but Staten Island competitors have had their share of success at the Penn Relays.
1973, our colleague George Kochman coached a team, the 4x8 relay. They won down at Penn. That same year, Bill Jankunas won the high jump, who later became an Olympian in 1976. In 81, we had Sal Delcroce won the shot put. In 2001, we had Perfection Harris from Mariners Harbor, went to Poly Prep, later played football. He won the long jump. And our last Penn Relay winner was Brian Duggan, who went to Monsignor Farrell. He won in 2005. He was an All-American indoors, and he won outdoors at the Penn Relays.
Boy, when you think about it, it's incredible. The event has been around for 114 years, and there's only been 5 individuals or relay teams from Staten Island that have ever won. Boy, it sure does make it prestigious. Derek, Monsignor Farrell and Curtis both have 4x4 relay teams that have had exceptional seasons thus far, and they're going to go for the gold, so to speak, at Penn Relays this weekend.
Yeah, Charlie, you talked about Monsignor Farrell and Curtis going for the gold in the 4x4. It's going to be a tough challenge for them to go for the gold. First, they must survive the trials. Both teams are state ranked. Monsignor Farrell has run 3:23.24, and Curtis has run 3:23.68. Both state ranked times, which are phenomenal times. However, to qualify for the Championship of America 4x4, both those teams will more than likely have to run 3:18 or better. Currently, the island record is 3:20.99 metric. So they're going to have to run their very best, and only 8 teams go to the finals. So they will have their toughest challenge this season. I think there will be a race within a race because Curtis and Monsignor Farrell are both in the same section, along with 3 or 4 Jamaican teams who will always come ready to run when they go to Philadelphia.
Who are some of the key individuals for both Farrell and Curtis?
I say for Monsignor Farrell, you have Pete Falcone, you have James Farley, Anthony Evangelista, and Roger Lynch. Curtis's big man is going to be Troy Faulkner. Troy Faulkner was an All-American indoors at 400 meters, and this season he's run a 47.9 split. So him, along with Keem Spence, and then there's a possibility of Dominic Legrand, and the jury is out on the other athletes.
Okay, Derek, individually last year, Vincenzo Ciriello finished 5th in the shot put, but this year he's going to take it to another event and go for the discus. What are his chances of doing well in that event?
Vincenzo's a fierce competitor. He may He's thrown 161 feet this season. His former teammate, Dennis Aliata, was second last year in the discus. It seems to be becoming a certain event for Monsignor Farrell, or the event. And he threw 176 feet and he took second. So if Vincenzo, he's going to have to uncork a long one to even medal. I'm not sure where he's going to finish, but I can rest assured he will give a good fight.
Okay, now Derek, on the girls' side, the St. John Villa 4x800 relay team has had a successful season so far, and Coach Mike Profit has what most people would say an interesting problem. He's got 5 capable girls. Obviously, there's only 4 spots. We're talking about Alexis Pavona, Mallory Bayo, Dana Manarino, Erin Frawley, and Samantha Laurel. Derek, is that a tough thing for a coach to go through? And is there any, when it's a different girl that's being held out, is the chemistry different? Is it that big of a deal?
Most coaches would like to be in that position where you can have 5, 6, 7 athletes to choose from. When you're down to just 4 athletes and 1 athlete gets hurt, you're pretty much done. So he's in a nice position where he can pick and choose from the lot. Why he hasn't picked just 4 yet, I really don't know why. Maybe he's trying to, maybe it's a strategy thing. But it's not a bad position to be in as a coach.
During the indoor season, that this same Villa relay team finished 9 minutes, 34.86 seconds. The general consensus is if they're going to qualify for the Championship of America, that they're probably going to have to cut off at least 10 seconds on their time. Derek, is that possible in such a short period of time? Can they cut that time off and possibly qualify for the final?
I mean, anything can happen. I mean, without a doubt. Track is track, and someone drops a baton and you can get in on the finals. But 10 seconds for a team to come down, that is a lot. I mean, that is a lot for a team to do. Is it impossible? Nothing's impossible.
Thousands of athletes that come to this event, including a lot from the colleges. And when we talk about a Staten Island resident that is going to compete in this event, Jessie Carlin, formerly of St. Joseph by the Sea, is a special competitor.
Yes. So special that she was a 2-time All-American indoors at 800 meters, and then she also ran on our team's distance medley relay. Jessie Carlin will compete more than likely in the 4x4 and the 4x8. You also have Seydou Ezeki, who was an All-American in high school and heptagonal champion as well this past indoors. He also qualified for an NCAA final championships, but he did not make the finals. Then you have a host of other household names in track and field in Staten Island, whether it's Dan Lewis or Jeff Carbonella, Vito Canavo. You have Duggins. The Duggins brothers will be jumping. Corinne Stepney, who was the Advance All-Star last year out of St. Peter's, who's now at University of Albany. So those are just to name just a few. Staten Island will be represented.
And, you know, just to walk away with some type of hardware, and as we can see, this beautiful piece from sitting behind us here, it is very special to walk away. And Derek has some experience in doing so. Derek competed in the Penn relays for 4 years in high school, and he's been covering the event for the Advance since 1985. Derek, 4 years ago, you won a special award down there, and just to walk away with something from the Penn relays, could you talk a little bit about that, please?
The award that I received, and my colleague George Kochman, we received the Jesse Abramson Award. And this goes to reporters who have covered the sport at the Penn relays. For me as a journalist, in my 24 years as a journalist, it was my biggest compliment. We're in the city of brotherly love, and we're being honored for what we do, for our passion, for covering the sport. They gave us a gold watch, and this is also a watch that the athletes will be looking to try to earn. If you win the Championship of America, team gets a plaque, and each individual gets a gold watch. I never won the watch running, but I was lucky to be awarded one. So this is what they're looking for. Every kid is looking for a gold watch.
Well, that's it for this segment of Talkin' Sports. I'm Charlie DeBiase.
And I'm Derek Alvez. For Penn relays and all sporting results, please log on to silive.com.